That's a great question. How long has everyone here been learning Korean? Let me know in the chat. The form we're going to be learning today is an advanced level form, but I'm going to make it accessible. So even if you're a beginner watching this video, you're going to feel like, oh, 나머지? More like not 뭐지, am I right? So the form we're going to be learning today is 나머지. And the way you make it is you take a verb stem and you attach un if it ends in a consonant or a nian if it ends in a vowel. Then there's a space and then you put 나머지. If you're using a descriptive verb, you simply conjugate the descriptive verb as you normally would. So you'll add this, but some of them will have their own exceptions when you conjugate them, right? And then you add 나머지. If you're using an action verb, however, what you're doing is conjugating that action verb into a past tense adjective. For example, if we take the action verb 하다, to do, well, the past tense adjective form of 하다 is 한. So you 한 나머지, and you're done. Or let's say we're using the descriptive verb 덥다, to be hot. So 덥다, normally you have to conjugate that. There are some rules to do that. You get 더운 나머지. That's all there is to it. So you're conjugating it to the past tense if it's an action verb, or you're just conjugating it normal to the present tense if it's a descriptive verb. But the result, no matter how you use it, is going to be this. You're adding un or a nian and then 나머지. If you have the verb 먹다, to eat, that's 먹은. Just wanted to show you one more example. So this form means because we didn't have enough forms that mean because in Korean, did we? We needed one more. So if you have a, whatever verb you have here, verb 나머지 and then be, whatever finishes the sentence, whatever's after 나머지, the meaning of this is be because of a. This is just like all of the other because forms. A something be because of a. So if we have the verb 하다, to do, 한 나머지 something something, that means something something because of to do, because someone does something. So what is 나머지? 나머지 is from the verb 남다, to be left over, like to remain. So 남은 부분 meaning a part. Literally, 나머지 means a part that is left over. Let's take 하다, for example. 한 나머지 something. The part that's left over after doing 하다, after doing A, is B. So you do A and something happens, you do something, and after all of that, what's left over is B. By that, it means that B is because of A, like B came out of A. So A happened, and then whatever's left over of all of that happening, you get B. Therefore, B is because of A. So when you use 나머지, you're not really describing the verb, like what caused it. You're actually more focusing then on the aftermath, the leftover part of what you did. Therefore, you can't follow this form. You can't put here a command or like a suggestion, because here's what you would get. The aftermath of doing something is go get me a sandwich. You can't make a command. It doesn't make any sense. The aftermath of doing that is, how about we get pizza tonight? It doesn't make any sense. You cannot follow this form with any sort of command or suggestion because logically it doesn't make sense. Another thing I should say, not always, but typically, whoever is doing A, B is going to be talking about them. B is also something that happens that's related to them. A and B have to be like the same person, it has to be related. You wouldn't say then what's left over from A doing something is Charsu or another person does something. It's gonna be what's left over from this person doing something is that they did something. So it's gonna be the same person typically. The other thing you need to know about this form is that most often this form is going to be used with a negative result. So that means whatever comes after the form is going to be something that's bad, something you don't want. Now, this is not always, but most of the time you'll see it used this way. Let me give you two examples. Because I was so angry, whatever follows that sentence is going to be something negative, right? But you could also have this sentence, because I was so happy. So not always, but most of the time it gets used with something negative. And because of what it literally means, usually this is used when the verb is something extreme. So if you make the sentence, because I was angry, what it implies is I was so angry, and what was left after all of my anger was This sort of meaning implies that the anger was something extreme. It wasn't like, because I was slightly annoyed, I did this. It's implying because you were very angry. Or if you're happy, because you were very happy. So using this form, just because of the way that it's made, implies that whatever comes before it is something a lot, something extreme. And then there's one more thing that we have to know about this form before I can start giving you some examples. This form's most often used when writing. It's used in written Korean, most often. And now you know everything about the form except you don't have any examples yet. Boo-hoo! Let's fix that. 아이스크림을 여러 개 먹은 나머지 배탈이 났어요. So, ice cream, 아이스크림. 여러 개. 여러 means several. 여러 개. So K is just the counter for a thing. So several ice cream. Like you go to the store and you buy an ice cream. So several of those. This could be like ice cream cones or ice cream bars. So here the verb is 먹다. So 먹은 나머지. So I ate several ice creams. What's left after having eaten all that ice cream? What's the carnage after eating all that ice cream? Well, 배탈 is a stomach ache, and it's used with the verb 나다, 배탈이 나다, to get a stomach ache. So, 배탈이 났어요. So what was left over? What was the carnage after I'd eaten several ice creams? I got a stomach ache. So you can translate that as, because I ate several ice cream bars, I got a stomach ache. 아이스크림을 여러 개 먹은 나머지 배탈이 났어요. It's implying that it's a lot. It's something extreme. It's something excessive. But you wouldn't say, oh, I ate one ice cream cone and now my stomach hurts. So here it's using several ice cream. 영화를 보다가. So while watching the movie, 깜짝 놀라다 is to be shocked, to be startled. 깜짝 놀란 나머지. I was startled while watching the movie. 팝콘을 쏟았어요. So I spilled my popcorn because I was startled while watching the movie. 영화를 보다가 깜짝 놀란 나머지 팝콘을 쏟았어요. 너무 피곤한 나머지. So here 피곤하다 is to be tired. So because I was so tired, 영화를 보다가 while watching the movie, 코를 골다 means to snore. 코를 골았어요. So I snored while watching the movie because I was too tired. I was so tired because I was so tired while watching the movie. 영화를 보다가 코를 골았어요. So I snored while watching the movie because I was so tired. 사진, photos. 사진이 전부, all completely. So all of the photos, 예쁘다, were pretty. 전부 예쁜 나머지. So because the photos are so pretty, 하나만, only one, 고르다 is to choose or to select. 고를 수가 없네요. I can't just pick one. I can't pick only one, literally, because the photos are all pretty. So because the photos are all pretty, I can't only choose one. 사진이 전부 예쁜 나머지 하나만 고를 수가 없네요. So I can't just pick one photo because they're all pretty. 하루 종일 굶은 나머지 피자 한 판을 혼자 다 먹었어요. 하루 종일 means all day long. 하루 종일. 굶다 is to starve. So 굶은 나머지. So I was starving all day. And what was left after all of that starvation? Well, 피자 한 판. 판 is the counter for an entire pizza. 혼자 다 먹었어요. 혼자 is alone by yourself. 다 is all or completely. So I ate a whole pizza by myself because I was so hungry all day. So because I was starving all day, I ate a whole pizza by myself. 하루 종일 굶은 나머지 피자 한 판을 혼자 다 먹었어요. 너무 기쁘다. 기쁘다 is to be happy. So because I was so happy, 모르는 사람, someone I don't know, a stranger, 끌어안았어요. So I was so happy that I hugged a stranger. 너무 기쁜 나머지 모르는 사람을 끌어안았어요. This is another form that also means because, and it's used to say something negative, like due to this or because of this, something bad happened. So what's the difference? If you want to learn about this form separately, I did a live stream on this day in 2020, but a really quick review, 는 바람에 is only used with action verbs. So you can't use this with descriptive verbs, at least you're not supposed to. So 하다 would be 하는 바람에. Another major difference is that 는 바람에 always ends in the past tense. So your sentence will be something something 는 바람에 something something past tense. The other thing to know is that 는 바람에 is used in both writing and speaking, while 나머지 is mostly used in writing. That's pretty much it. One more thing I want to talk about. 나머지 originally comes from the verb 남다, which means to be remaining or to be left over. 남아지. You may have seen this 아지 in words like 강아지 for puppy or like 송아지, calf. This 아지 is a Korean suffix that means something very small or something that's just a little bit, a few. So something small that's left over. So if you just read it, you get 나머지, and then over time this changed to become 나머지. But that's where it's from. So again, literally just something small that's left over. And that is the lesson. Thank you everyone for coming, and I will see you again next time. 그럼 다음에 또 봐.